Hello, 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 everyone. I don't want to be too loud because of the lateness in the hour, but the information is for all of us that are deciding to homeschool. So, if you are a homeschooling parent, welcome. If you are thinking about homeschooling, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you're feeling the tug of wanting to homeschool or already are doing it, and you're wondering how to build curriculum that fits your child and your family rhythm without burnout, then this video is for you. Grab a cup of coffee, tea, water, and let's chat. All right. And so I wanted to do a quick presentation for everyone around creating a personalized curriculum without overwhelm for homeschool families. Listen, let's be honest, there's so many curriculum options out there. Workbooks, box sets, online programs, even our program is online too. Um, and it's easy to feel like you must pick the right one or else your child will somehow be missing out. You might be feeling overwhelmed, second guessing, comparing your journey to others, or even digging through countless choices and still not quite confident that, you're all set. And I think that that's normal and that's fine, because you want to trial and error on some things. And I definitely tell people to do the free trials to kind of test things out because every program is not going to fit every child, right? Um, but if you're a mom that is like me, who may have some education experience or not, then you are probably going to want to do your own curriculum, right? Um, and so I'm here to help those who are on that path as well, just as another alternative if that's what you want to do. And so, Hmm, while there's so many countless choices out there and you're still not confident about it, what if we just flip that script? What if instead of finding the perfect curriculum, you created a personalized learning one just for you and your family, rooted in things that your child needs, your family values, and your season of life that doesn't drain you, but it acts as a support to you guys and all your children that could be going through this homeschooling process. All right. Um, for me, it's about getting to the core of why you're even doing this in the first place, right? Um, at the end of the day, your child is unique and their learning style, pace, and interest, they all matter. And on our website, we actually have a little quiz that everyone can take that you can learn about your child's learning style. And once you learn their learning style, I promise things go a lot smoother. And we have another video on the channel about that. So just stay on our channel, go through and see the different learning styles. But we do have a handout on our website too. Um, Your family dynamic is also unique, and if you're anything like ours, um, I'm the one who works from home and tries to push in the flexibility, but we also have a little baby, and so we have to take into account of that as well and address her needs as well as my son's needs when it comes to teaching, right? And so our dynamic is a little different, and every family is going to have their own situation happening, but you work at it and you work on it. Okay. Um, and so at the end of the day, a one size curriculum doesn't always feel right. And so what we're aiming for instead is personalized and sustainable. Um, Personalized meaning you look at who your child is and what your family has going on, and you map your teaching around that. Sustainable meaning you set something up that you can live with long term without it feeling frazzling. Um, and going through the motions. And so I think that that is very important for me to make sure I say that, because I don't want anyone to be like, oh, it has to be a certain way. No, it has to be whatever the way it is that you said it, right? Um, Homeschooling offers the unique opportunity to customize education to your child's individual learning style, pace, and interests, and personalized education nurtures natural curiosity, builds on existing strengths, and provides targeted support for challenges. The first thing that I feel like everyone has to do is always step one. Start by getting clear on why you are homeschooling. What are your core values? What kind of person do you hope your child becomes? What kind of family life do you want? And when you have this clarity, every curriculum decision becomes so much easier. You'll start by asking, does this align with us, rather than is this top seller or what everyone else is doing, right? When your why is clear, it helps you guard against comparison, overwhelm, and chasing the latest shiny thing. It helps you choose with purpose. And to me, that's the best idea and standard for learning and for teaching. So I have a sample on the screen for, if you want to create your own homeschool mission. We aim to foster a lifelong love of learning, strong character, and critical thinking skills in a nurturing, faith-centered environment. Um, if you are not faith-centered, that is fine, right? Again, it's not about that. It's about doing what is setting the moral compass for your family, and that's gonna look different from home to home, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just wanna make sure I'm clear on that. Um, then again, understanding your child's learning style and looking at it to this way. There's auditory learners, kinetic learners, and visual learners. So the auditory, on the screen, it'll tell you music, discussions, audiobooks, and verbal instructions resonate with children who learn through this style. Visual learners, charts, diagrams, videos, um, posters, anchor charts, things of that nature. The kinesthetic learners, they need movement as they're learning, right? So they do great with hands-on activities. Um, Anything that allows them to move around the room. When I was in the classroom, I love to have the kids read a passage or read text or whatever, and then move around the room and answer questions about what they read and stuff. That allowed students who needed that movement to get what they need, so that they can be able to focus on the work that we were had in front of us, right? And so again, that's tailoring to my students. And so something that you can ask your child directly is, what subjects excite them the most? History, adventure, science experiments, creative arts. The passions become powerful curriculum guides. And then it's also easy to now link things together once you understand their learning style, right? Because now you can take the skill that they need to do and blend it to the learning style, and you will start to see a lot of success around with that. Let me move on to the next slide. Oh, before I move on from that, I wanted to also say that when you're building the curriculum, you want to build around interests and strengths. And so when I'm thinking of content, instead of loading up with everything, start with, again, what lights your child up? What strengths do they already have? Which areas are showing strain? A curriculum designed around their interests will engage them more deeply. And I know I might be repetitive, but I gotta just keep driving that home because I see a lot of people asking questions about that. Um, so, for example, if your child loves nature, you might weave in science, reading, art, even math around the outdoors theme. If they struggle with math, you might pick fewer pages, but more hands on real life math experiences. It's about adaptation, not perfection, and giving them the opportunity to learn through their style. So that was something that I just wanted to make sure I put out there. Okay. Then this next one is set a realistic budget and use resources wisely. So there's some things that are completely free. Even my website has a lot of items that are free. Please use them. Please use them. Um, no one needs to go, you know, go broke or overspend in certain areas. Now, obviously, if your child needs a tutor or something more structural support, then please, by all means, do what you have to do to support your child. Um, do your due diligence with shopping around and making sure that the person who um, you're going to use is well versed in the subject matter and stuff like that. And of course, all of this is based on grade level. So I don't, while K-8 is my hub, I do understand that the high schoolers have a different thing. But again, if a student needs help, they need help. One thing I love to say is that you don't have to buy everything. You likely already have so many rich resources already in your home. Library books, nature walks, family conversations, games, life skills. These are all curriculum. Use them, supplement them when needed. Like the goal is to make sure um, your child is getting everything that they need to know, right? And then some people are like, well, I'm not a teacher. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Because if you get an idea of what they need to know how to do, you can work your way through that. And I actually just did the From Smiles to Standard series here on the channel, and you can check that out as well. The goal, like I said, is to make sure your child is getting the things that they need. Is to make you be able to facilitate your child's learning. If something isn't working, tweak it. And if it's draining you, let it go, because your piece also matters in this, and so does theirs, right? I just want to make sure that there's also other moms who share out things in some of these homeschool groups. Join them. There's a bunch on Facebook. Um, there's other people that are posting things through Pinterest and Etsy and all of these different sites. So definitely use Google, use ChatGPT to sort people out. Um, and see what's going to work for you and yours. Okay. F- Choosing things to fit your family rhythm. Instead of modeling your home like a traditional classroom, think in terms of a family rhythm, right? A rhythm supports consistency, but leaves space for flow. Maybe you anchor one part of the day in core academics, another part in exploration or project time. Maybe you set a weekly theme or give a slot for life skills or creative play. This kind of rhythm honors your child's individuality and your family's needs. It also gives you flexibility. So when life happens, and you know it will, you're not falling off of a cliff. On my website, I also have these homeschool scheduling cards, and it allows for activities, it allows for home chores and all of the things. All you have to do is print them out, cut them. Mine's are laminated, and actually allow my son to choose what we're going to focus on for the day. And so we try to do a nighttime prep. Um, and of course, I mean, because he's so small, I get to say, okay, these are the option cards, right? But the older your child is, you can lay out all of the cards, and there are plenty. And like I said, it also includes chores. And so things that they can be responsible for doing throughout the day. helps you build a schedule that makes sense for your family, because that's super, super important. The main point you want to do is um, think of things in terms of their age and again, their grade level. Okay, how long does this need to go? It depends on their grade level and what they need to accomplish and conquer. For the little ones, they're good for about 15, 30 minutes on something. Then you can take a break, give them some hands on activities, go outside, do different things, and then be able to come back. And, during their downtime, if you're like me, that's when you try to squeeze in work, or you're like me right now in the middle of the night going live. So that you could do what you have to do, and so you have to figure out that rhythm for your family to make it work that doesn't overwhelm and stress everybody out. Build a balanced curriculum with core subjects and enrichment. So a lot of people always think that it needs to be, I don't know, something all like over the top, and it doesn't. Homeschooling is beautiful, but let's keep it realistic. It can also be exhausting. So it's important to build in your margins, right? And ask yourself, what can I simplify? What can I drop this week and still feel okay? What can we do instead of that's lighter but still meaningful? Maybe you shift to a life skills week where we're doing cooking, budgeting, and chores, and then a project week or nature and invention week. Sometimes the best learning comes when we slow down and when you guard your energy. You guard your joy and your child's too. And so you want things that are going to be balanced, right? So maybe 9 to 10, you're doing math. 11 o'clock to 12, you're doing ELA. In the afternoon, you're doing science, or you can do a full block. I know from 9 to 12, we're busy every day. We're doing all of these things, these subjects, these projects, and that's that. Maybe we're only doing schooling on Mondays and Wednesdays because we're doing other things on the other days. It can be literally however you set it. The only thing I'm going to say here is that you track it. And I'm saying that because the state laws are changing throughout this country with everything going on right now. And so to make sure you are on path, especially if you're like me and in New York, you want to track everything. And I do have an ultimate planner on the website that allows you to do that. I actually did a live on my planner to not that long ago. So if you go through the videos, you will see me walk you through the planner and all of the parts to it, because I literally try to think of everything that a parent would need, no matter what state they were in, just so that they can have it, stay organized, and be able to track their child with what they know how to do, what they may need some support in, field trips, all of the things. All of the things. And when you are doing that, then you know where you can squeeze in the extra fun stuff, right? So your field trips, um, your hands-on projects, your extracurricular activities that they can be involved in, whether it's sports, dance, science, whatever it is that you're doing with your child. And so you want to just be able to keep a record of that. Test, reflect, and adjust regularly. So, that goes again with what I was already saying. If you feel like something is not working out, it's going against your rhythm, then it's time for you to switch up and change. And it's okay to do that. It's okay to do that. If you're looking at a curriculum and it seems like that's not working, it's okay to change. It's good to do that. Not everything is going to be an absolute best fit. And so you may need to borrow from one program, blend two programs, blend your teaching and a teacher's teaching, or a tutor, any of those things. Your combination. Just be flexible, be open, um, And when you see any of the red flags with your child, be able to know that it's time to step in with other support mechanisms. And I kind of go through that too when I on the Standards to Smile series, because I'm telling you all the things to look for, all the signs if they're struggling, right? And so that means we adjust. And I also gave solutions in those videos too. All right. Overcoming overwhelm, some practical tips. Limit your choices. Choose a manageable short list of 2 to 3 curriculum options per subject to prevent analysis paralysis and decision fatigue. Use your filters, return your mission statement, and budget constraints as powerful tools to confidently say no to options that don't align. Find your tribe. Connect with other families that are homeschooling. See if there's any groups in your community, whether it's, if you can do it in person, obviously. But if not, look for the online groups. Like, I'm online, so, and I'm always answering questions when I can. For these things go for practical advice, encouragement, and reality checks when doubts rise. I'm seriously considering opening up a school. If you don't know, there's a platform called School, and maybe just gathering different uh, moms on the journey of homeschooling into this one place, and we can kind of talk there and set up things and learn some new things and look at what's innovative and you know things of that nature, just to support our children on this journey. Prioritize joy. Remember that strong family relationships and genuine love of learning matter infinitely more than perfect, rigid schedules. Mm? I never want anyone to think that that's not that's a thing. Like, mm-mm. I believe in less stress. We already got a lot going on in the world. We don't need to overstimulate ourselves with more stuff. And that's just personal talking, but I'm serious. I'm serious. And so there we are, a general roadmap for creating a personalized, sustainable homeschool curriculum. Clarify your why, set your rhythm, build around your child's gifts, use what you already have, and protect your joy. If you have been feeling the weight of doing it all or getting it right, please know you are enough. Your instinct, your love, your presence, those are the things that matter more than any curriculum bugs. And if this video helps, please give it a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. What is one thing you're going to tweak this week? Share below. And thank you for sharing your time with me. Also, again, you can check our website. It should be in the description of this video. Check out my freebies. Check out the other videos on this channel. My shorts are always given different activities and things that children can do. Um, then my long form videos, such as this one, goes in a little more in depth on different topics, right? And so definitely check those out. Check out that learning style one, and definitely check out my video on close reading. Those are the two. Those two are powerful. All right. And then if you want to know what your child needs to know, check out my video series From Standards to Smiles, because that goes from K to 8 if you have a child that's in that age gap. All right. So have a lovely rest of your evening, morning, afternoon, depending on what time you watch this video. And I will see you guys in our next video. Take care.